Hey guys, this is Krimh from Septicflesh and you're watching Loud TV.
So happy birthday, because you have been in the Septicflesh band for 10 years.
Correct, true. It's been 10 years, which time is flying pretty quick. I mean, those times with COVID, I don't know if you can count it, but yes, 10 years.
Has it been this journey into the Greek?
Obviously I like it, otherwise I wouldn't be in the band. No, it has been great, you know. It's great to be part of the band where the team is really, you know, it's a strong team and we have the same goal. And yeah, it's just great to be part of this band because I can be involved in the songwriting, you know. So it's not only that I play drums, it's also that I can write some riffs and some melodies. And yeah, it's just a cool band to be with. And we have had already a lot of adventures and exciting shows in the past, and I'm really looking forward what the future is gonna bring.
It seems that you are more and more involved into the band, right?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, the thing is, obviously, Christos, Seth and Sotiris are the main guys, and they are shaping the sound and the visuals of this band and also the lyrics. But it's great that we are a team now of 5, because we also have Psychon, who is a part of it. And so on Modern Primitive we had like 5 songwriters. And sure, we have our captain Seth, who is kind of, when we have a recording or an album writing going on, he's kind of the guy who leads us, you know, and just also takes decisions what we use and what not. But it's just great to not be only the drummer. Yeah, so it's, as I said, a good team, and we have a trust for each other. We know what are the strengths of each individual person, and so yeah, why not use it?
So about the last album, I like it because of 2 things. I got a discussion with Sotiris at Hellfest, and he liked also the thing that's more primitive or just straight to the point on some phenomenal riffs, you know, like our sharpened blades, like in Neuromancer or Deathatron, you know. Sometimes the riffs are really straight to the point.
And I think Neuromancer has been one of the first riffs that Seth wrote. We've been working on that album quite a long time, so I believe the first riffs came up around 2018 already. So Seth was playing this riff a couple of times during soundcheck, and then obviously 2020 we started really diving into the songwriting of this album. And try to kind of, you know, bring more ideas to the table and dive into it. But yeah, it's been quite a long journey, and also because we had so much time. The thing is, I knew a version of that album that doesn't exist anymore because we changed it so many times. We had so much time on it that we really worked on different ideas, and the song structure has changed quite a bit. Which, for example, with Codex Omega, it was more. It was less time to finish it, and so yeah, Modern Primitive has changed over this course of writing quite a bit.
And the second, I would say, thing that I adore into this album is the traditional. Is it bouzouki?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it does have more of a Greek music vibe. So all those ethnical instruments are quite present there, and has like a Middle Eastern flavor also. I mean, we always had that in the past, but now definitely you have that, especially Collector. The beginning of Collector has this kind of bouzouki feeling, which is, you know, legit in my opinion, because it's a Greek band, and even though many Greek musicians or Greek people are not so into this bouzouki thing because it's seen as low quality music, but I think it's not it's not the instrument's fault, it's just what you do with it. And so there is traditional Greek music that is being respected, and obviously it's part of the culture, so why not to have it in our music as well.
So, but Greece, you have just played a phenomenal concert.
Yeah.
How do you feel today, a few days after the show?
Well, during the show, to be honest, I personally couldn't really enjoy it that much, as it was extremely stressful, and it's kind of the show of your lifetime in a way, and we have been preparing so much for that thing.
How long?
Well, we had to, because we played the songs a little bit different. We rearranged parts, and so that the scores are, correct. I think Christos started like 2 months before the show already, adjusting the scores, and then we had to make sure that the click tracks are working perfect. And the week before the show, I flew to Athens to rehearse. So we had band rehearsal at first 2 times, and then afterwards we rehearsed with the orchestra, with the Athens State Orchestra. And those were like 3-hour sessions each. On one day we did 6 hours, which was quite intense, But phenomenal players, so they were really, really great players. And for them the trickiest part was just to play on the beat. All of them could play, but an orchestra is not used to play to like a click or to a steady beat. But we had to do it, yeah. So all this preparation, this many hours of playing and anticipation for the show, obviously just tires you. So that's why when the show happened, I tried to get all my energy which I had left to go through that show. And once I played the last hit, I was like, then all the pressure left. And I mean, it's not that I didn't enjoy it, it was just really a tense situation. But the atmosphere was something really difficult to describe, because it was this theater full of people, I think around 4,500 people. And we had to play quieter because of protecting the theater. We had pretty strict sound regulations. 90 dB was our maximum, and yeah, so the audience was screaming much louder than we played, and of course you feel that. But yeah, afterwards, and now looking at some videos and pictures, I just really have goosebumps. It's a unique experience, and I'm so glad that we could do that. I think everyone was overwhelmed. The audience, our conductor, we as a band. It was a very, very special moment. Something we'll never forget.
What's the difference with the Mexico one?
I would say the Athens State Orchestra was a bit more pro players. I don't want to talk bad about Mexican orchestra, because they really gave their best, but the Athens State Orchestra is like top of the top, and they just got it way quicker. But yeah, we will have another orchestra show coming up in Mexico City next year. I think 8th of February it's gonna be. I'm really looking forward to this. So yeah, we always work with different orchestras, and it's hard to tell, but yeah, it was great to play with those guys in Athens.
But something very specific, it was the venue. It's an old theater, right?
So the venue, Herodos Attikos, is an ancient theater that is underneath the Acropolis. And so if you want to see it, you also have to basically buy a ticket to go up to Acropolis. And once you walk up, you can look down on the theater. And okay, I'm not a Greek citizen, but I understood the value, and for my bandmates, growing up and seeing that as a kid, and this is the most important, heritage, or like how to say, the most important archaeological thing for Greece, and many phenomenal concerts have been played there, but it was the first time that a metal band was allowed to play there, and everyone was kind of, I would not say scared, but a little bit nervous how this works out, but I'm glad they trusted us because it's a very complicated procedure to be allowed to play there. I think around 30 people have to vote that you are allowed to play there, and it is also a political thing, you know. Ministry of Culture has to be involved because it is, you know, such a unique place. And that's why we are very grateful for this opportunity, obviously. And it was great to see that the official side, you know, all those people that made it possible for us to play there, were also overwhelmed in a positive way of how the metal fans behaved, how respectful they were for, you know, the ancient site, and yeah, what a success it was, you know.
And to be part of the modern culture of Greece, it's a
yes, absolutely. So it has been a big thing for the band, but I guess even a bigger thing for metal music and for the acceptance of metal music, right? Absolutely.
It will be released in like a DVD and CD stuff?
Unfortunately not, because it's such a famous place. The costs for releasing official material were out of reach for us, to be honest. It was we had very strict rules with also taking pictures and how to use them if you see the Acropolis or the theater in the background. So unfortunately it was out of our budget to release.
Even on audio?
Yeah, even that. We talk a lot of money, and it would have been great, obviously, to capture that, but the audience was filming a lot, first of all, and for me personally, I feel like it was also a great thing that happened on that day with those 4,500 people. There was a unique connection, and if we would have filmed that on top of it, I guess the stress level would be even more. So it was a moment in our time that lives in our memory, right? And of course, you can watch every song on YouTube, not in a pro quality, but nowadays what phones can record is, so it is pretty good.
Do you have any idea of because you have written the previous album far
yeah,
long time ago? Do you have new ideas about the new stuff?
New stuff. To be honest, no, we don't have anything yet. But we are aware of the fact that we will soon have to sit down and start writing new material. And the thing is also that this is our second European tour for Modern Primitive. Even though the album has been out for some years already, we didn't have the chance to promote it as we wanted to. It was still rough times after COVID and the whole inflation thing. So things are a little bit pushed back. But yeah, we have the boat coming up next year, and this orchestral show, and I guess next year we're gonna start writing new stuff. We have to.
To finish, there is also, you are part of a project. What about your involvement into this project? Is it on the studio, or will you play live, or?
You know, it has been a little bit of an experiment, because it just started out of like, EL contacted me, and he was like, okay, I have some songs, like 2-3 songs, and he was wondering if we just release them without any bigger plan in mind. And eventually people enjoyed it, and also Metal Blade Records approached us with a pretty good record deal. So we decided to make it a full album, and that's why we spent quite some time finishing, like writing more songs. And I went to Borgren Studio, Jens Borgren Studio, Fascination Street Studios. Sweden, yes, in Örebro, to record drums. And he also mixed the album. It's quite intense album, you know. I would say it's not the Darth you know from the past. It has way more layers, and it's quite a mix of members, you know. 2 Austrian guys, the rest is from the States, and all of them also not from the same city. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, I know that EL has some plan to perform also live, to play some shows. We just have to figure out how easy it's gonna be, because we all are involved in different projects, or, you know, I'm pretty busy with Septicflesh, so we'll see. I don't think it's gonna be crazy touring or something like this, rather specific shows or tours. But yeah, we'll see. You know, the album was received pretty good. You know, so we have good feedback,
Especially in the USA, right?
yeah, but even Europe, you know. But it is definitely more of a technical album. Yeah, it was quite intense to play. So for me, it was like, whew, I'm almost too old for that stuff. But no, I'm glad we could finish this album, and it sounds great, definitely.
So there is a point when you're a metal drummer, you know. I know all the bands that I follow when I was 20, you know, like Paradise Lost and even Opeth. And sometimes they change the drummer,
Yeah.
because you have to be full of strength, you know.
Yeah,
It seems you're okay.
yeah, but I definitely feel my age, and I've been doing this for quite some years. So I started 2010 with Decapitated, so I've been on the road for quite some bit, and I do feel my age and the many years of playing, and so I have to, you know, be a bit more careful of how I play and to get some more recovery. But you have a point, yes. Metal drumming is definitely something that you don't do when you're like 50, 60, I guess. But yeah, it's just you have to play yourself to understand how exhausting that is.
Like soccer, football.
Yeah, or any professional athlete, you know. With acrobatic people, it's even crazier. No one is over 30. It's like they're just like 20 something, and that's it. But you know, it's a very exhausting way of playing that instrument, and I think you can do it for longer, but you just also have to respect your age and see, so that you don't destroy yourself. And I think I know no drummer that doesn't have issues with back, legs, or like knee or arms, whatever, because it's just, you know, really intense on the body.
My friends, take a little bit.